You see teacher Tony there, he's one of the heads of the schools that's joined this project. He's helping the funding of the education sector. And what you see is all these classrooms. The students don't actually sit in these classrooms. What they'll do is they'll have class numbers on the wall, and they'll see their teacher inside. They walk into the class, their teacher will click their names off, then they go up towards the blackboard and portal to the real virtual 3D class. This way we can control the traffic flow, because we couldn't have 20 students and 18 classes in a single node. It would just be mad. Each class has streaming video, streaming audio, teacher giving live lectures, paper quizzes, and so on, so on, so on. So it's a full-on language lab, copied after the Berkeley University model, which I am a member of, which is CALL system, Computer Assisted Language Learning. Okay, now we're going back down the hill again. So that's the bigger money spinner, bigger than the businesses. Although, when the foreign trade kicks in, but I expect to have 20 or 30 businesses before the foreign trade really kicks in. When the foreign trade kicks in time, it would be making a shitload more money than the education sector. But the education sector brings with it the gamers. This is why I'm saying it's a lot bigger project than than what I can say in an email. Because I got China, which is one of the largest English learners, as my supporting factor. Okay, here we're going into Xiamen, well, at least the suburbs of Xiamen City. Still on the same island, but these doors just act as portal separators again for the traffic flow. Now I've been running this on 3 servers, very powerful ones, however. The recommended system that my IT guys tell me that we could be running this on, if we had more than 1,000 users, we would need, at its basic, just for what you're seeing now, 10 servers and the firewall. So we're running at a minimum because we haven't got to 1,000 users yet. Okay, now this area here, this is where the gangster quest gets fulfilled very soon. If I were a gangster, the phantom gangster would be running past me and would have to go into a battle. Okay, now this area is huge, so it's impossible for me to show you all of it. So what I'm going to do is give you a quick walk around the streets, let you have a browse around. You'll see the roads are designed for car racing, so 3 elements start in this area here. Okay, there's the world map with all the nodes, for those who get lost really easy. Okay, 3 elements kick into play here. The car racing game. The car racing game is controlled by the police, not controlled by civilians reporting. So the car racing game is a whole bunch of street car races. They start off with a common car, build up their money, do some gangstering, buy a nicer car, so on, so on, so on, until they got really hot, sexy cars. Then they start racing, and then the cops try to catch them. And the cops are also gamers. Okay, so we have good and bad gamers throughout. The gangster game, you have one gang opposing another gang, a gang lord. He pays for the privilege to be a gang lord with real money. The others, they're free players. They make up the minions. And when a gangster gets to level 3, a free gangster can, when he gets to level 3, apply to be a special ops. Now, special ops are the guys that and girls that if a gangster goes into war or battle, or 2 gangs are seen starting a battle in the streets by a civilian, a student, or a shopper, they have a hotkey to press, and the hotkey sends a message to the Special Ops Center, which we're approaching, and on the GPS system there'll be a highlighted circle, red circle, and the Special Ops will, whoever's online at the time, will race down there in their hovercraft looking vehicles. We have hovercraft, group carriers, and personal hovercrafts for like a single gangster war, or 2 gangsters battling it out. 1 special ops can go down in the single person's car. You can see these little holes in the road where I've got a line, tiles don't meet up properly. Most of those have been patched now. And then if there's a big war going on, they take the group vehicle, which is pretty sexy. I got these models from a Well, the special ops models, I got them from one of those war game makers. He was designing a sci-fi game, and they kind of suit perfectly, although they look really sci-fi game. So as I was saying, you can see these roads are designed for racing on. The guy who made this map, which I edited to look like Shaman, he designed this for a Nintendo car racing game. There's a big bridge over there. This map hosts the gangs, houses, the special ops department, the airport, which will fly people from city to city. That will also be done in a type of real time. Someone wants to fly from here to Shanghai, goes to the airport, takes a 10-minute flight, watches an in-plane movie, which is an advertisement paid by somebody or some company, gets to Shanghai, does some shopping, comes back. Now, everything's designed, you can see the green areas on the GPS, everything's designed for building, just like in Second Life. People build buildings, like you saw postercars.com shopping area. The next shopping area will go in by another customer, and so on and so on. The new development zone fills up. Then we put in some private housing around there for some business people, which will be elite business people. Oh, excuse me. And then the businesses start moving into the suburbs, and then eventually over into the whole city. So it's a progressive building plan, which the true beta is pretty much finished. This one you're looking at is the pure beta, but the true beta is pretty much finished now, and maybe 2-3 weeks later we would have gone to full launch and then started working on the Shanghai map while the users are filling up the Shaman map. So you can see all the sci-fi gear of the special ops team. Some pretty cool tall boys toys. And I'm just practicing doing some jumping around there just to show the polygons. Now, for an extremely large area, this area here is a huge node on a Pentium 2 computer, which is what I test these nodes on. I test them on a Pentium 2. If live connected to the server. If I'm walking around in here, no lag at all. The Pentium 2 is nothing special, 500 meg RAM, ADSL connection. If a person on a Pentium 4, another tester, walks past me, it doesn't affect my gameplay at all. I continue walking my usual speed, everything scrolls in the usual way, but the P4 user will have a lower FPS. So what happens is, I see them in a jumping session, so they like jump, 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 they're gone. And my game continues on. So that's one of the nice functions that we've managed to achieve. Super huge maps, super huge amount of detail, and massive amounts of polygons, like that white building here. This is a huge count. This is like 27,000 in this one. So when we got the engine for Realmcrafter working super well, but I've got an excellent engine programmer for that. So we can have worlds really big and not affect a guy on a really donkey computer. Okay, so that's the end. So